Hi, I'm Dr. Roxana Sandu. Today we are discussing energy. Let me ask you something strange. Have you ever felt like your body is quietly running out of fuel, even though you're technically doing everything right? You're eating okay, you're trying to sleep, maybe you're even squeezing in a workout here and there, but still the energy is not quite there. Your brain feels slower. You look in the mirror and wonder, why do I feel older than I actually am? Well, what if I told you that part of that answer might be something that behaves like digital gold? It's called NAD. Sounds like a scrambled Wi-Fi password, right? But this tiny molecule, short for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, might just be one of the most important substances in your body. You're not going to find it trending on TikTok like you find collagen powders or green drinks. It's inside every one of our trillions of cells and is quietly running the show. It's like the backstage crew in a Broadway play, invisible, vital, and totally overworked. And as we age, the levels of NAD start dropping fast, which means your cells lose their span, your metabolism slows down, and the body ability to repair itself. In fact, by the time you reach middle age, your NAD levels may have been halved. That's like trying to run your life on a phone battery that only charges to 50%. You're functioning, but barely. That vague sense of exhaustion, the slow recovery from workouts, the brain fog you just chalk up to getting older, all it might be linked to this one unassuming molecule. So what exactly is NAD and why does it matter so much? As its core, NAD is a coenzyme, a helper molecule. It partners up with enzymes to help the body to do critical things like converting food into energy or repair the damaged DNA. In other words, NAD is cellular currency. Without enough of it, your biological economy slows to a crawl. Think of your mitochondria, your cell's energy factories, as high performance engines. They need fuel, maintenance, and good wiring to keep running. NAD is all free. And as you age, that fuel supply drops. Suddenly your mitochondria don't fire up the same way. Damage accumulates, energy output shrinks, and systems that once felt effortless like memory, muscle strength, even mood start to falter. And here is the kicker. Low NAD isn't just about feeling sluggish. It's linked to big ticket problems like diabetes, Alzheimer, cardiovascular disease, even immune dysfunction. This isn't just about looking older. It's about aging at the cellular level, quietly, gradually, from the inside out. So naturally the question becomes, can we boost NAD and slow this aging train down? That's where things get interesting. NR, nicotinamide riboside, and NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, two fancy compounds that act like a raw material for building blocks for NAD. They're like precursors. You give your body these building blocks, and in theory, it cranks out more of the good stuff. Now, in mice, the results have been mind-blowing. We are talking longer lifespan, faster metabolism, sharper brain, and better physical endurance. Even more youthful skin and thicker fur, although let's not get too excited about the fur part. The point is, in the lab, boosting NAD looks incredibly promising. But here is the reality check. Humans are not mice, and in us, the science is still unfolding. Some small studies show improvement in insulin sensitivity, in inflammation markers, and muscle function. Other studies, not too much. We don't know yet who benefits, who doesn't, or what is the long-term risk. We are still missing those big definitive human trials that turn a trend into a treatment. Which means right now NAD boosters live in that exciting but unapproved space where the promise is huge but the proof is still catching up. So should you take NAD supplements? Let me be honest, if you are healthy, active, eating real food, sleeping well, your body already has what it needs to make NAD. And while taking a capsule sounds easy, biology isn't always that simple. There are cases where NAD support might help older adults, people recovering from chronic illness, or folks with significant fatigue or metabolic dysfunction. But for the average person, NAD boosters aren't a magic bullet. And if you're not addressing the basic like sleep, stress, exercise, real food, then a supplement is not going to fix what lifestyle is breaking. Plus, the supplement, what it's messy, quality varies, dosing is inconsistent, and there is still little oversight. So even if you do try NAD boosters, maybe it's not what is on the claim. But here is the good news. You can support NAD naturally. Exercise, especially interval training, activates enzymes that stimulate NAD production. So does fasting or time-restricted eating, which nudges your body into a kind of metabolic spring cleaning. Avoiding alcohol, massive. Alcohol depletes NAD rapidly, especially binge drinking, and don't underestimate sleep. Deep restorative sleep is when your cells clean house and replenish NAD. In other words, the things we've always known are good for us, moving more, eating wisely, resting deeply, are also the best ways to nourish the vital molecules. Why are the scientists so obsessed with NAD? Because it touches nearly every aging pathway we know. DNA repair, inflammation, mitochondrial health, all of it. NAD is like oil in our cellular engine. And once that oil dries up, the gears start grinding and the whole system fall apart. That's why this isn't just a longevity conversation. It's a quality of life one. The goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to stretch your health span, to have more years where you feel strong, clear-headed, and full of vitality. Years where you are not just alive, you are living. Now, I know some of you are already taking NAD precursors like NMN, NR, maybe both. So let me ask you, have you felt any changes? More energy, less brain fog, or nothing at all? Did it make a difference only after you fixed your diet or started sleeping better? And if it didn't work, was it the supplement itself or the bigger picture? Because here is the truth. Biology doesn't work in silos. No molecules act alone. If you are chasing youth in a bottle but skipping meals, burning the candle at both ends, and ignoring the stress, then NAD cannot save you. That's why I always return to basics. Health is a symphony, not a solo. NAD isn't just one instrument. Beautiful is important, yes, but meaningless without the full orchestra. So, what is the takeaway? NAD is a key player in the aging game. It's not a miracle cure, but it's definitely a molecule worth watching. Boosting it may help aging more gracefully, more energetically, and possibly even a little more beautiful from the inside out. Just don't expect to work alone. Build the foundation first, then and only then do the biohacking. And hey, if you learned something new today, or this episode gave you a little clarity around a confusing topic, share it with someone who's been loading up on supplements without really knowing why. Or leave a comment and let me know what you've tried. The more you share, the more we learn. Until next time, keep fueling yourselves, treating your body kindly, and living like your health span depends on it. Because it kind of does.